Hey there, welcome back. My name's Tasha Simone. Today I'm going to show you what I am packing in my immediate postpartum, like labor birth basket. I just finished filming what I packed in my kind of labor basket, some supplies for a unassisted home birth, and this is what I will have in the immediate postpartum. It's not quite everything. Not everything's absolutely necessary. Some things are just to be prepared. Some things are just because I have them, because I serve women in birth in different capacities. I'm realizing my previous video had terrible rattling in the background because of my heater vent, so I might have to refilm that. We'll see. But go check that one out for my labor supplies. But this is going to be my postpartum supplies because I am 40 weeks and some days pregnant. Fish is back again to hang out with me as I show you. So let's get into it. I guess first thing is a birth certificate for Tom. I get this from In His Hands Birth Supply. It's just cute. It doesn't do anything legally, but it just lets me have a record of baby's name and who was there, and date, time, weight, length, and I can do the footprints. I have the little pads to do inkless footprints on either side. I have my daughter's from my previous unassisted birth up on the wall, and it's just a fun keepsake I like to have. We also have more receiving blankets. I had a couple in the labor basket, but then the immediate postpartum basket, it's important to keep baby warm. I may need to switch them out pretty quickly if I am in the birth pool. One might get wet, and so I've got 3 here in this basket. Also a repeat from the previous basket is another disposable chux pad. This is kind of to whether I need to use it for birthing the placenta or just to immediately lay under myself on the bed when I'm done with the birth and going to rest, just to have another one. Again, I have a big stash of those. In the bathroom, but I just wanted to have a few accessible. I have 2 Ziploc bags, gallon size. This is to put the placenta in. I'll probably have my husband grab a stainless steel bowl from the kitchen for birthing it into and holding it, but then when I'm done with it, I double bag it so I can stick it in the freezer until I decide what I'm going to do with it. Although I will probably make a drum head from the amnion and chorionic sacs and bury the rest of it, but I also will I'll examine it myself, and we'll probably make some prints of it on paper. Oh yeah, I should get the paper out for that. I'll do that tomorrow. It's late now. I just wanted to get these filmed because I could go into labor at any moment. Probably won't happen for a couple weeks yet, but you never know. And it's easier to film this before the baby than after supplies are used, obviously. What else do I have in here? I have a fish scale for weighing the baby. Fish scale, luggage scale. This has a little hook on it. And I haven't put that in here yet. I crocheted a basket to hold the baby in to hook it onto here with, but you could also use a receiving blanket. You just tie up the corners and put the baby in it. So I can get baby's weight, and I put batteries in this pretty recently, so those should be fresh. Also on measuring baby, I have a simple measuring tape in here with centimeters and inches. Oop. Pressed buttons. Did it turn on? No. Good. Fish, this is really just a little bit harder to do with you on me, but I love you. I have a random notebook and pen in here in case I feel like writing things down. I don't know, just in case. You never know. Obviously, I'll probably have my phone close by filming, but yeah. I also have a little, I had this for my daughter and I didn't actually use it with her, but just like a little hello world with the date and weight and name for taking a cute picture with. We'll see if I use it this time. Maybe, maybe not. When I'm in the labor process, or shortly after, I have, is it hard to see? Postpartum sitz bath herb blend. I will have my husband, or we have a friend coming by to watch our daughters while I labor. I can probably have her boil some of this, steep it like a tea basically, and then put it in my peri bottle for spraying on after. Just because that's, any mom knows that that's helpful to have for the initial pee after birth and subsequent ones. And these herbs just like help with the healing of tissues down there and stuff. I have another cleansing bottle in case I want to have a cool one and a warm one, or a plain water one, and I don't know. I just happen to have another one, so we have options for that. I have a few different, haven't committed to a cord severing method yet, but I have a few options. I have two different beeswax candles, one just like taper candle, one that's like this really cute little bear with a beehive, which smells so good, and it was like locally made. We found it at a little market at my husband's work, and our last name means bear cub, and so I thought it'd be really cute to have a little bear candle, so I could do a cord burning over that if I feel like it. But if we want things to be a little faster, I have the clamps in my labor basket, and then in case they are like needed immediately, but otherwise we'd grab them from that and use that if we want to clamp it for some reason. I also could like crochet cord ties, which I might still do. We'll see. But we have this knife that has not been used for anything else, and it's a, is it moose antler? We got it in Sweden when we were visiting my family there, and my husband thinks it'd be cool to cut the cord with that if we want to cut it. So we have that as an option, and we'd probably wipe down the blade with alcohol first just to make sure it's clean. But another hair clip, you know, in case I lose the other one, I guess. And on the candle topic, I have just like a battery candle. This I might pull out for labor. I have a few other ones around the house that I would turn on if things are dark, but I especially like this for just like, I like keeping the lights as low as possible in the evenings, especially with the newborn, to help them adjust to the day-night cycle as quickly as possible, because they're a little confused by it when they first come out of the womb. But I find that having the absolute minimal light that's necessary to do nighttime activities with the baby, whether that's latching them or changing diaper, or I mean that's basically the two things that you do with a baby in the night, using as little light as possible, so like a battery candle and warm light, not blue light, helps them make that transition more smoothly. I have a snot sucker. I realize this company has just recently been under fire because there's, I don't think this one's too bad, but some of their marketing is questionable, so not necessarily endorsing this brand, but it's what I have, so it's what I'll use if I need to suck out some snot from the baby. I also have gentle baby oil, just if they're like super fussy or like had a rough birth and just we need to calm down, we can just use a bit of that. Arnica oil I have. This is good for if there's any bruising on the baby, because some babies come out with like bruising on the head, say like pushing takes a long time, or if baby is breech, then it's very normal for the presenting part to have bruising. So I would throw some of this on there. Also, I've heard it's good for like putting on baby's bottom before their meconium poops, because it just helps the meconium wipe right off a lot easier, because that stuff can be sticky. And I have an afterbirthing ease tincture, which is black haw, cramp bark, blue cohosh, catnip, and motherwort. I used basically down to the top of the label after my first, or after my second daughter's birth. My first unassisted birth was when I had this, and I just like was using it in the, I'll end up putting this in my like bedside postpartum kit, little basket I have of things, and I just kind of use it whenever the like afterbirth contractions, pains, like as the uterus is continuing to shrink down, it could be a little uncomfortable, and usually each subsequent baby it's a little more intense, and so I anticipate I will probably reach for this again, and we'll probably use like that much this time. Yeah, so I found that helpful last time. That's all my kind of basics for the immediate postpartum. Other stuff I have like by my bed. I haven't gotten my cloth diapers out yet, but I know exactly where they are. They're just like in some cube organizers. I don't even necessarily put a diaper immediately on my newborns because we do elimination communication. So in my little bedside postpartum basket, I have a little top hat potty and some wipes and stuff. That's probably what I will use the first few days, and then get out the cloth diapers when I need them. And I have more washable chux pads and things in there. Yeah, baby clothes. It's really, you don't really need much for a baby in the first days. Just things to keep them warm and close to you, and encourage skin to skin and breastfeeding and all that good stuff. So yeah, that was my little quick tour of my immediate postpartum basket, and maybe I will make a video of the like birth pool supplies at some point. If I get to that, I do. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope that was helpful to anyone who is planning their own home birth, assisted or unassisted. And let me know what you would like to see next, what else I could do that would be helpful for people choosing alternative options, because not everyone wants to give birth in a hospital, and that's okay. Some women need to, and that's okay too. I'm glad that there are birthing locations for everyone to feel comfortable in, but we should all be as prepared as possible for wherever we are, and even as prepared as possible for when things don't go to plan. That was kind of a weird way to end it, but yep, that's what I've prepared for this birth. Okay, bye.